Live from the Scripps Studios, this is San Diego's news source, 10 News.
She told me when I talked to her on the phone last night from the hospital, I said I was so sorry, Cassidy, about everything that's happened.
This devastated California couple is talking for the first time tonight about the phone call that shattered their world. Their granddaughter, the only survivor of a family massacred in Texas, calling from the hospital to explain the horror.
10 News was the first to break the San Diego ties to the accused shooter and the victims on 10 News this morning. New tonight, 10 News anchor Itica Milanes is live in San Marcos. And Itica, the red flags were flying before yesterday's tragedy.
They really were, Steve, for years. Both the suspect, Ron Haskell, and the victim, Stephen Stay, both went to San Marcos High School. Tonight, there are two families that are dealing with unimaginable and devastating losses.
Stephen was a special boy.
Tom and Joy Stay are living an unimaginable hell on earth. Their son Stephen, his wife Katie, and their 5 children were all shot execution-style Wednesday night near Houston. All of them, except 15-year-old Cassidy, died.
They were all told to lay face down on the floor, which she did. Her entire family was shot. She was grazed in the head, but had the wherewithal to play dead. And as soon as the shooter left, she ran to the phone and called the police and told them that the shooter was headed to her grandparents' home.
She told me when I talked to her on the phone last night from the hospital, I said I was so sorry, Cassidy, about everything that's happened. But she said, but my mom and dad are in a better place.
Cassidy's mom and dad lived in San Marcos until they moved to Texas.
Katie and Stephen loved each other totally, just wonderful. I mean, so committed to each other.
But relatives say Katie's sister Melanie's marriage to the shooting suspect, Ron Haskell, was violent and that he mentally and physically abused Melanie. 10 News has uncovered court documents revealing that just last week, Haskell's own mother asked for a restraining order against him. She said, he forcefully covered my mouth with his hand and pushed me inside the house. He then duct taped my wrist together and then taped my right arm to a computer chair. While taped to the chair, he yelled at me and twice placed his hands around my neck, trying to choke me and cause me to pass out. He told me he was going to kill me, my family, and any officer who stops him. It appears the 33-year-old did just that in Texas, going after his ex-wife's family.
White male by the name of Ron Haskell, considered armed and dangerous.
Haskell's family still lives in San Marcos, but they did not want to talk as they deal with this horrific nightmare their son is accused of. Tom and Joyce Haskell are headed to Houston either tonight or tomorrow to be with their 15-year-old granddaughter. As for Ron Haskell, he is now charged with capital murder. We are live in San Marcos. Itica Milanes, 10 News.
And our thoughts and prayers go with them. Thank you, Itica. Just 90 minutes ago, 10 News spoke to a domestic violence expert who said the fact that Haskell tried to choke his mother meant that it was only a matter of time before he killed.
Everything that we're hearing about the case tells me that he had predictors, there were markers, there were red flags. This was a predictable mass murder. My response when I first heard about the case was, I'll bet he's got a history of suffocation and strangulation with women in his life, because men who suffocate and or strangle women end up being killers. They're the most dangerous men on the planet.
Casey Gwynn says the fact that restraining orders were filed before the mass killing reinforces the need to better connect law enforcement with the civil justice system.